Welcome to the Happy Solstice Magic Kids Artist Roundup meeting to finish the year off. This is something that we want to start doing every quarter when we send out our quarterly reports to our artists and just bridge more relationship with all of you out there. So we've got Bonnie and myself here. Bonnie, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Uh,
I'm the artist and story manager. So I've been emailing a lot of you. So that's who I am.
that's right. So now you got a face to Bonnie's name, and I'm Bradley. I co-founded Magic Kids with my kiddo Soren, who is now 8. And we just actually passed our 3-year mark since launching Magic Kids. We did our first year with 18 illustrated books that you can see over on the shelf here, and audio stories. And our intention back then was, hey, we're going to build a publishing company. We're going to do the best audio stories possible, and that will sell books. And I was terribly wrong in my hypothesis. We invested a lot of money in making these 18 books and audio stories, and it turned out that audio stories were the gold. And so we were having a meeting 2 years ago. There was 6 from our core team, and we're all in this. I got this whiteboard wall right here, so we're all standing up here at the whiteboard bar, and we're hashing out a plan of like, how do we turn this around? The ship is quickly sinking. What do we do? And Soren was sitting over at his little desk down here where the dog is laying, and he's got his own little whiteboard, and he would have been 5.5 at the time. And he comes over and he interrupts the meeting. He's like, listen up, everybody. What we need is a button. And he holds up his little whiteboard and it's got a picture of a rectangle and a circle on it. And we're like, what do you mean a button? He's like, kids just need to push a button and stories pop up and start playing. And we're like, oh, so we need an app. And he's like, yeah, we need an app. And then he just goes back to his desk and starts drawing again. We're like, what just happened here? So we erased our grand plan on the whiteboard and we're like, what's the Magic Kids app? And Soren has grown up with, he gets one show a week, even at 8 years old. That's his only screen time that he gets. He's grown up with audio stories. And so with that, we wanted to produce the best audio stories on the planet, but we also wanted to create a one-stop audio entertainment platform for kids, for homeschoolers. We're kind of unschooling Soren and so supporting and following his passions. And so that was where it was like, well, if we're doing audio stories, we need to create curriculum with every story so kids can integrate the lessons and themes from the stories. And then it was like, well, it's really hard to find great kids music all in one place from every genre imaginable. So thus began our journey of figuring out, well, what kind of licensing partnerships could we create with musicians? And I have a background. I taught 500 plus meditation workshops back between 2009 and 2012. And so we wanted to build a library of kids' imagination meditations. And so we started building the Magic Kids app. It would have been, we launched in March of earlier this year, and it took almost a year and a half to build it. It was twice as long as what we were anticipating to build, such as life. And then, came the beginning earlier this year when we launched it. It was a lot harder, and it still is a lot harder to get individual subscribers to choose the paid plan. We're working on some things in our pipeline that will be going live in the onboarding to make paying for a plan more obvious than choosing a free plan, which we're now going to be calling the limited plan because they don't get access to everything. So we're making some changes there. We have over 1,000 free subscribers in the app. Almost half of those subscribers are active, meaning they're using the app on a regular basis, which is, I mean, solid metrics. But my main business, I've been in the online entertainment industry or online education slash entertainment, building platforms, communities, using entertainment as a way to teach and transform online. That's been my career for 20 years. And so the last 8 years, I walked away from social media and have built my business by leveraging relationships and partnerships. And so it became very clear after we rolled out, we did 31 comedy ads in April that we rolled out. We spent 9 months last year. Theo was a part of our writing and production team in that realm, and we've gotten over 2 million views on those ads. Probably 20 to 30% of our subscribers that find us are still coming from organic traffic on those videos. But it became apparent that we can't depend on that. We need to figure out a way to leverage relationships so that one relationship leads to thousands of subscribers or more. And so that begins some of the celebrations that I want to bring to everybody's attention today because, you're going to get your royalty report for December 20th for the last quarter, and royalties are pretty small still. But there's good news. We have just closed in the last little bit here 6 strategic partnerships. So I'm going to go through those real quick. Bonnie, if you want to throw the website links up. So
Hmm.
the first one is Soul Shop. So Soul Shop, they've been in the school system down in the Bay Area for 20 years. They've reached millions of kids. They're teaching peace in the playground. They do a bunch of really beautiful just emotional intelligence workshops and trainings with teachers, educators, kids. And so they approached us, originally approached Magic Media to build them an app, and then it became very clear that their stuff was really complementary inside of the Magic Kids app. And so we've formed a partnership, and now the Magic Kids app comes with every school program they launch. And so we're now starting to generate revenue from that partnership, which goes into the artist royalty. So the next quarter, that will be included, and we'll actually be, paying out thousands of dollars instead of hundreds of dollars, which is a nice up. It's nice boost up. Uh, so the next partnership that we closed, and this goes live, I believe, in January, is I got that one there, Bonnie, playaway.com. So they do kids tech. They're in about 20,000 libraries, schools, and military bases. And so they are licensing our whole library or the majority of our library. Not all the musicians wanted to license outside of the Magic Kids app. So for those that did, you'll be included in that as well, and that will start generating money in January, which is going to be great. It's a new product for them that they're releasing, but their track record is awesome and they're putting a lot of marketing power into this, and so we have good feelings. Next one, just closed this yesterday. Well, no, a week ago. Story phones. They have storytelling headphones. That is similar to Yodo. You can buy story discs, put them in your headphones. Kids can listen to stories. They're also rolling out a marketplace in April, and they love everything that we're doing at Magic Kids. We're going to be one of their featured publishing companies inside of the new marketplace when that rolls out. And their parent company, On and Off, it's a big company. They're doing lots of stuff. They're in thousands of stores around the world with their story phones, and so they want to, for their marketplace, they're interested in licensing the music library, the meditation library, and the story library, which is really, really exciting. Next off, we have Earth Cubs. So this is more of a promotional partnership. Earth Cubs is doing really cool work in the UK, supporting kids to feel empowered about climate, environment, being an empowered ambassador for the Earth. And they have really fun content. So there's going to be a couple levels to this partnership. One, we're working on a feature-length audio story that comes out in March. And that feature-length audio story is called Journey of Trust, and it's about a wildfire that ravishes a forest, and all of the animals, the predator and the prey, have to work together to escape the fire. And so it's a beautiful story. It's going to be probably 95 minutes when it's in its full production. There's 26 voice actors. It's an epic audio story. And that's one of the things on our roadmap is every 3 months we're releasing a new audio movie is what we're calling them. So feature length, 90-minute. Our first one is live right now. It's our Christmas story. Highly recommended, even if you don't have kids, to listen to The Joy to the World. It's such a beautiful story. So Earth Cubs is going to be promoting. They're in 7,000 schools. they're going to do a big marketing campaign for us, and they're going to become the story sponsor. And we're also creating a section for the Earth Cubs podcast, which is really fun educational podcast, which will be going inside a learning mode. So that's a new budding relationship there. Next one up, we have a partnership homeschooling organization called Schoolio. So really cool organization, and um, they do homeschooling programs, content tracking, etc. And so we're doing a trial run. They have about 1,200 homeschooling families that use their platform. And the way that they work is they test out content. And if all the homeschoolers love it, then they vote it up and then they become a more formal licensing partnership. So they're starting with 3 stories, activity books, and meditations. We're going to do a few month trial. They're going to do a bunch of promotion for us, which will send traffic to the app as well. And then from there, we'll decide if there's going to be a licensing partnership. And then last but not least, organization called Aura Health. So, oh, you're on it. Way to go. Uh, so Aura, a part of my meditation journey is I created a world-class meditation audio library, and I've had my tracks listened to by millions of people. I've licensed to a bunch of different apps. Aura is one of those apps. They have millions of subscribers. And originally they wouldn't let us uh, upload anything from Magic Kids because they don't want kids' voices, they don't want voice actors, etc. There's a bunch of legalities that they won't allow the quality and type of content that we're doing. So I reached out to their CEO and I was like, listen, we have the rights to all of this content. So you guys can license this if you want, because they have stories, but they're not the types of stories that we're doing with voice actors. And, we've got 4 producers at the moment, all working full time to score all the music and sound effects for all of our audio stories. Like it's full on. We got so many stories in production right now to be able to be rolling out new stories every Saturday. Um, so Aura is their CEO. They had a big meeting and they have decided to adopt Magic Kids into their family. So we will get paid um, based per play, and we'll also get backlinks to send people to the Magic Kids app, which is going to be great because my meditations, my personal meditation library on Aura has done very well, and it's become one of my staple income streams for my own personal life. So. Um, yeah, it's those are 6 partnerships. We have, I want to say there's 5 or 6 others that we're in different stages of conversations. But that's the plan. The goal for the end of this year was to have 12, and I would say we definitely have 6, and there's probably 12 in the making right now. So if any artists, if you know any contacts in kid tech, kid education, kid entertainment, um, anything in that realm, kids marketing, any parent influencers. Those are the types of people that we're looking to figure out strategic partnerships with so that we can leverage those relationships, and through one relationship we can reach many, many people. But it does feel it was last year was the hardest year of my 20-year career of getting the app going, taking way more time, way more money than we anticipated. But it feels like with what's been happening in the last several months, 6 months or so, with getting the stories on track, we have 700 plus kid songs in the app now, which is amazing. We're figuring out ways and we're open to artists. If any of you have solutions or ideas on how to make things easier to search, we have a search bar. People can search based on genre, they can search for artist names, but we're open to other ideas on how we can make the app better. We're always working on new features. We're usually rolling out one new feature every 1 to 2 months. Um, and so if we're open to suggestions there. For next year, we're really just gonna continue to focus on producing the best content we possibly can so that Magic Kids becomes the place where families know to go for their kids' audio entertainment. Big part of our messaging is just getting kids off screens and back into their imaginations, into their bodies, into nature, into relationship with each other. And Yeah, that's the update from kind of from the top of my bird's eye view of what's happened this year. It's been a really, really big, beautiful year. I think we have 40 audio stories in the app now. Next year, we're anticipating we'll roll out 36 new audio stories. Um, which I mean, I know there's a lot of, Spotify channels that are doing daily or weekly, several times a week audio stories, but they're definitely not what we're doing. The style, the quality, what's happening here, it's really magical. And the people that are using the app, we're starting to get some fan mail, and it's a beautiful thing. So. Yeah, that's my update. Bonnie, Bonnie's been amazing. So Bonnie stepped in the summertime, I think around June, right, Bonnie?
Yeah.
Uh, to take over managing all the artists, managing the production of all the stories that we're doing, and took that off my plate so that I could focus more on all the other things. And Bonnie's been absolutely crushing all of the artist relationships and keeping all the things moving along so that we can be in that regular, consistent publishing schedule. So big shout out to you, Bonnie. You've been crushing.
Yeah, it's been great to get to see everyone's submissions, and any musicians that we already are licensing. If you have any new tracks, please send them our way. We're always looking to keep uploading from artists we already have licensing partnerships with. And if you know any other artists in your life, any illustrators, voice actors, meditators, yeah, send them our way. We're always open. The door is always open for submissions, and we're trying to get music uploaded every week. We had 3 great meditations uploaded at the end of last year. So we'd love to get some more meditation submissions if you know anyone. Um, and yeah, and then we've got some very exciting stories coming out in the new year. And we've still got a bunch of illustrator call outs and voice actor call outs. We got a live voice actor call out for the Good Monsters at the moment, which I sent out this week. But if anyone wants to get that sent again, just email me. It's bonnie@majikkids.com. And then we also have an illustrator call out live at the moment, and that's for the Little Green Fairy, and that's live until Monday. And yeah, and then we have another illustrator and voice actor call out coming in the new year. So it's all coming. There's lots of opportunities for people to submit and for new exciting work to be made. So yeah, exciting times.
It's almost once a week now that there's voice actor call outs and illustrator call outs. Like with the production line that we're doing, there's a lot of opportunities for people to be collaborating. And so we'd love to see more artists stepping in and participating. And any of the artists who have already contributed music, if you're making more music, um, you know, it feels like there's probably 200 artists that are a part of this so far, from all over the world, and we're open to ideas around what we can do to collaborate. This with everything happening in AI, Magic Kids, we're committed to real artists making their own art, who are devoted to serving the kids and inspiring the kids through your music, your stories, your meditations. Um, and it just feels really important and like a really amazing opportunity that we're still not sure on how we can leverage this incredible community of artists, of writers and musicians. Like we're all here. If there was interest, we could create a community space where you can all get to know each other and figure out ways that you can all collaborate. Like there's so many talented people inside this space, and so many of the artists that are contributing are also parents, which is cool. So we're open to suggestions. We're open to feedback. Everybody who's an artist, you get a free subscription to the Magic Kids app. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, reach out to Bonnie to get that set up. And if you have suggestions, if you notice any bugs in the app, they do happen once in a while. Just keep us posted, because things are supposed to be working pretty smooth in there, but once in a while somebody finds a glitch in the matrix. Yeah, that's it. We're just super grateful that you're all a part of this. My buddy told me when we started this 3 years ago, he's like, in 5 years, Magic Kids will be a household name. And I said, screw you, it'll take 3 years. And we're at 3 years and we're not a household name. So we'll go with 2 more years of working away to get the rocket ship off into orbit. And I think What we're doing, it's a worthy investment of time and energy. It's bringing a lot of joy. That's the whole mission of Magic Kids is to raise the spiritometer by spreading joy to the world. It's a simple mission, and every single one of you, every single one of our artists, you're a part of that magic. And it's a beautiful thing that we're all contributing here. And our goal is to help as many artists as possible to make their full-time living from making your magic for the kids. And when you look at when I look at from a CEO perspective, when I look at the possibilities with the numbers, it doesn't take a whole lot of humans to make that a possibility for all of us in our in this community to be making a solid income from subscription sales and partnerships and revenue that's going to be streaming in. So I think we made it through the hardest time with getting all this off the ground, and now that it's off the ground, it's like let's play and bring this out into the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everyone that turned up today. And also hello to anyone watching on the recording.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Stay
Thanks a
awesome.
lot. Keep doing what you're doing.
You too. See you later.
See ya.
Yeah.